What's going on, guys? Well, I had planned on getting you guys some content, some footage of my awesome GSXR 750, putting it through its paces, having some fun with it, scuffing in these BT 016 tires, which have never had any hard use. And, well, I suppose I'm keeping up with tradition. So the last time we talked in this kind of a scenario, it was the other GSXR 750. If you can see this little line right there, yeah, had a flat. Yeesh, let's talk about that. Yeah, so file this under, it could have been way worse, but it wasn't, so we can laugh about it now. So I was heading out with this bike to do the normal route, and I was really looking forward to it because what I wanted to do is illustrate some of the differences between the GSXR 750 and the 636 once you start getting the bikes on the side of the tire, start really railing on it, but I wanted to do from the perspective of a very well put together 636 versus a stock GSXR 750, even including the stock tires. Fate had other plans. So as I was heading to the spot, there are some areas where I can get a little bit frisky with the bike, and well, it was then that I noticed that something didn't quite feel right. Something was certainly amiss. Had the bike on the side of the tire on a nice, long, very fast sweeper to the right, and I noticed that the bike just felt a little heavy steering. That is key number one. Anytime, and I want to use this as a bit of a cautionary tale and some advice, just some friendly advice from your old Uncle Mason, okay? So here's the thing. Anytime the bike feels weird, something weird is happening. Listen, I ride a lot of these motorcycles, and there are little quirks and idiosyncrasies about each bike that'll make them feel different, but different doesn't equate to weird. And after you've been riding bikes for long enough, or especially a certain bike for a very long time, you'll know right away when something is not right. So I had the bike on the side of the tire, pouring into the throttle. The bike got a little bit weird, and I noticed it initially as I was making a sharper right, but it didn't really click. Figured it was just me going over a paint stripe. Bike kind of scooted out a little bit. I don't really ever think too much about that kind of stuff because to me that's a little bit fun. But in this case, it didn't really register as fun anymore. So after I went through that sweeper, I kind of slowed down a little bit, chilled my roll, and then got to a spot where I could pull over and check out and see what was going on. Well, as it happened, I had to make a left-hand turn, and when I stopped, I really felt the bike was heavy. It just did not want to respond to any input, and straight away I knew it had to be tire related. Come to a complete stop in a very safe area, look up front, everything's great. Let out a couple of expletives as I checked the rear, only to have the tire sitting flat on the ground with the rim just buried into it. Lovely! But luckily, I wasn't too far away from home, so I was able to nurse the thing back to the shop, get her up on the paddock stand, survey what could have been the problem, which is that gash I was showing earlier. No idea what I ran over, but whatever it was enough to make this thing suffer a rapid decompression, and so here we are. I guess the bike's getting a set of S22s a little bit sooner than I had anticipated. And, well, is that necessarily a bad thing? No, because it was going to get them anyway. It's just the process got accelerated. But word to the wise, guys, if you're out and about, you're goofing off, you're having fun with your bike, and you notice something is a little bit different, don't try to push it, don't press your luck. Pull over immediately. Make sure that you give it a good inventory of potential reasons why the bike would be an issue. Work over it, but I promise you, if something weird is happening, something weird is going on with your bike, and it will show itself very easily if you've got a flat tire the way that this one was back over here. So, again, next on the agenda, get the rear rim off of this thing. Go ahead and order up the tires. Get everything swapped out, and the next time you see this machine, it'll be running on a set of Bridgestone S22s, which are my all-time favorite tire for these types of bike. Maybe I'll get a set of S23s. Those work really well on the 1000. Whatever I get my hands on, or whatever the best deal is going to be, that's the route that I'm going to go, but either way, you can't go wrong. But with that, guys, post up your comments. Let me know what you think about this. Have you ever had a problem like this come up? I'd love to hear about it. But with that, I got to get to work. We hope to catch you on the next one. Hit the subscribe button too.